Hey everybody, Coach Cahill here, trying something a little different. Um, I have the screen up from my phone up onto the big screen here, and what I wanted to point out to you was one of my favorite pictures of all time. I got this from an ebook that Chris Dunn wrote on how to train high-level hitters, and I use this picture a lot in my conversations with folks about the difference between what elite hitters do and what the average hitter does, and especially at the youth level. Now, you'll see that Albert Pujols is set up to where his barrel is going down behind him, and then it's going to go through the hitting zone, and those two blue hash marks represent the hitting zone, and you'll see how big his area is as far as where he can make contact with the ball and still have success. Whereas on the other side, you'll see what it looks like when you push the knob down to the ball, and the arc that it creates is steep and down to the ball with the barrel. And then you'll notice that the blue hash marks are much closer together. And so now your hitting zone is only out front, and it's very small, the window that you have for success. So when you're hitting, and especially when you're coaching hitters, the goal is to increase the margin of error, not decrease it. You want to make it easier to hit, not harder. So, hitting is the hardest thing to do in sports. So why would we make it more difficult by creating a swing that is down to the ball, as demonstrated here? Okay. To me, that just seems pretty simple and plain. I don't think that there's really any reason for the conversation to go any further than that. There's no reason to have a back and forth. You're either making it harder for your hitters, or you're either making it harder for yourself as a hitter, or you're making it easier and giving yourself more of a chance, or giving your hitters more of a chance. That's it. And so then we have to allow the families of these kids, and we have to allow the players themselves to determine which coach they want to go with. The one who's making it harder, or the one who's making it easier. And it's that simple. And so I thought this picture would be a good demonstration of that. So what I want you kids to do today, as far as the training goes for the YouTube station, is I want you to get in front of a mirror, or just get in front of get your phone set up to where you can take some video. And I want you to practice your swing in slow motion a couple times on video from this side view, right? And then I want you to send them over to me in Instagram so that they come through clear. I don't have an iPhone, so you can't text it to me. But you can drop it in the direct message box in Instagram as long as it's under a minute long. So keep them short. And take some swings full speed off a tee. Take some swings half, really slow motion, and really focus on where your barrel is going from start to and through the ball. All right. Where does it go? Does it go down behind you? Does it go around your body? Are you coming around the ball and hitting the outside of it? Are you shooting it out from behind your hip, like I like to try to get you to do? When I say shoot from the hip, that's exactly what I mean. If you do things the way that I teach, what I want to see is I want to see the barrel whipping out from behind your hip or behind your back leg directly into the ball's hitting zone, or into the ball's path, I should say, and go through the ball, the inside middle half of the ball, or the middle in half of the ball. All right, that should be your focus. It's more of a direct path. And the best way to do that, the secret, the tip, is to keep your hands up and back. So you notice on this picture how Albert's hands are up and back, and he's already started his swing, whereas the other player, his hands are down and forward. Okay, Well, the time the hitter who is down and forward, his hands started up and back where Albert's were. So all that space and all that ground that he covered with his hands moving forward is time in the swing. In other words, he's going to have to start a lot earlier if he's going to pull the swing off, right? Whereas if you keep your hands back where Albert's are and you just turn the barrel from there as you're turning your body and as you're turning the knob and as you're putting some pressure onto the handle, then your barrel will begin to turn way back there and your body will begin to turn. There will be no drift forward. Your hands won't plunge and you'll just continue to turn and burn, as I like to say, from back there. So really important to keep your hands up and back. It was Barry Bonds who said that the most important thing, someone asked him, what if you could give one thing about hitting, what's the most important? And he said to keep the hands up and back. All right. Most people don't do that. I'm going to be honest with you. Most hitters do not have the capability and are not trained to keep their hands up and back. Most hitters, the majority of you, are trained to do exactly what the hitter is doing here. That's not Albert Pujols, which is to take your hands to the ball, which is to move them forward across your chest, which is to take them down to the ball. And all that does is create length in your swing. So we want to keep our swing short. We want our barrel to shoot out from behind us into the zone, and then we want it to stay in the zone as long as possible between those blue hash marks. I hope this makes sense. And as always, you can reach out, drop me some videos on Instagram at Hit Doctor. You can shoot me messages in there. You can, there's a lot of different ways to find me. You can respond to this YouTube video underneath, make comments. So I'm here to help. And I just wanted to give you a visual demonstration today, and I thought this was a good one. Okay, get to work.